Did you know that a black hole can warp time itself? In the heart of the cosmos, where light bends and reality distorts, a team of scientists aboard the research vessel Event Horizon was about to confront the unimaginable. Dr. Ilara Voss, a brilliant astrophysicist, stood at the helm, her eyes glued to the swirling mass of darkness that loomed before them. It was a black hole, a cosmic enigma that had drawn them into its gravitational embrace. "Prepare for data collection," she commanded, her voice steady despite the tension crackling in the air. The crew, a mix of seasoned scientists and eager interns, scrambled to their stations. They were on the brink of a discovery that could redefine humanity's understanding of the universe. But as they approached the Event Horizon, the point of no return, an unsettling feeling crept into Ilara's mind. "Are we sure this is safe?" whispered Leo, the youngest intern, his hands trembling over the controls. "Safe? No," Ilara replied, her gaze unwavering, "but necessary." As the ship edged closer, the black hole's immense gravity began to tug at them, pulling the vessel into a dance with destruction. The instruments whirred to life, displaying data that was both exhilarating and terrifying. The readings were off the charts. "Look at this!" shouted Dr. Malik, the team's lead engineer. "The gravitational waves are unlike anything we've ever seen." Ilara's heart raced. They were witnessing the birth of knowledge, but the thrill was quickly overshadowed by a chilling realization. The black hole was not just a void, it was a gateway to the unknown. Suddenly, alarms blared. The ship shuddered violently as they crossed the Event Horizon. "We're being pulled in!" Leo screamed, panic rising in his voice. "Hold on!" Ilara shouted, gripping the console. The ship spiraled into darkness, and for a moment, time itself seemed to freeze. Then everything changed. They emerged in a realm that defied logic. Stars flickered in colours unseen, and the fabric of space twisted like a living thing. "What is this place?" Malik gasped, his eyes wide with wonder and fear. Ilara's mind raced. "We've crossed into a different dimension. This could be a parallel universe." But as they navigated this strange new reality, they discovered something even more alarming. They were not alone. Shadows flickered at the edges of their vision, figures that seemed to be remnants of those who had ventured into the black hole before them. "Are those people?" Leo stammered, pointing at the ghostly apparitions. "They're echoes," Ilara realized, her voice barely a whisper, trapped in the black hole's grasp. The crew was torn between the thrill of discovery and the terror of their predicament. They had to find a way back, but the black hole's pull was relentless. "Look!" Malik shouted, pointing to a swirling vortex in the distance. "That might be our way out." With no time to waste, Ilara steered the ship toward the vortex. But the shadows grew more aggressive, reaching out with ethereal hands. "We can't let them take us," Leo cried, his voice cracking. As they neared the vortex, the ship began to tremble violently. "Hold on," Ilara shouted, her heart pounding. They were on the brink of escape, but the shadows surged forward, desperate to claim their souls. In a moment of sheer instinct, Ilara activated the ship's emergency thrusters, propelling them toward the swirling light. The shadows clawed at the hull, their whispers echoing in the cabin. "Join us! Stay with us!" With a final surge of power, the ship broke free from the black hole's grasp. Hurtling back into the familiar cosmos, they emerged, gasping for breath, the stars twinkling serenely around them. But the relief was short-lived. The data they had collected was unlike anything they had ever seen. "We need to analyze this," Malik said, his voice trembling with excitement. Ilara nodded, but a nagging doubt lingered in her mind. What if we're not alone? As they began to sift through the data, a chilling realization dawned on them. The echoes they had encountered were not just remnants, they were warnings. The black hole was a predator, and they had narrowly escaped its jaws. Days turned into weeks as they analysed the data, but the shadows haunted Ilara's dreams. Each night, she saw their faces, felt their cold fingers brushing against her skin. Then, one fateful evening, as the crew gathered to discuss their findings, the ship's systems began to malfunction. Alarms blared and the lights flickered ominously. "What's happening?" Leo shouted, panic rising in his voice. Ilara's heart sank. "It's the black hole. It's reaching for us again." The shadows materialized, swirling around them, their whispers growing louder. "You cannot escape. You belong to us." In a desperate bid for survival, Ilara initiated the ship's self-destruct sequence. "We have to destroy the ship. It's the only way." The crew scrambled to comply, but the shadows were relentless, pulling them into their dark embrace. "Go! I'll hold them off!" Alara shouted, her voice fierce. "No! We can't leave you!" Malik cried, tears streaming down his face. "Just go!" she screamed, her heart breaking. As the countdown began, Alara faced the shadows, her resolve unyielding. "You won't take me!" With a final surge of energy, she activated the self-destruct sequence, the ship erupting in a blinding flash of light. In that moment, time warped again, and Alara felt herself being pulled into the void. The explosion echoed through the cosmos, a brilliant burst of light that illuminated the darkness. But as the dust settled, the crew found themselves back on Earth, the memories of their harrowing journey etched into their minds. They had escaped, but at what cost? Alara's sacrifice lingered in the air, a haunting reminder of the price of knowledge. As they stood on the observation deck, gazing at the stars, Leo whispered, "Do you think she's out there?" Malik nodded, his eyes filled with tears. Somewhere, in the shadows. And as they looked up at the night sky, the black hole loomed in the distance, a silent sentinel of the mysteries that lay beyond, waiting for the next curious soul to venture too close. In the end, they had learned a profound truth. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed.